Welcome to More to Know on Daily Ad Brief. I'm Kent Lewis, your host. Joining us today from Venice, California is Kristen Yoder with Cynical Stoner. Welcome to the show, Kristen.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. So we have an interesting topic or background, cannabis industry. Can you give us the 30-second brief view of your career to this point today with Cynical Stoner?
That's tough because it's been 17 years, but essentially I've managed sectors in every, I've managed businesses in every sector of the cannabis industry and have hit the pinnacle now where I'm just making t-shirts that makes fun of all of the craziness I've experienced.
I love it. My experience is very limited. With my very conservative parents, and then we started working with some cannabis clients. And the more I studied the plant, the more it's kind of a little bit of a miracle plant. And culture has shifted dramatically in the last 10 to 20 years with legalization and so forth. But when it comes to sales and marketing, what do you think is the biggest breakthrough, cultural, technology, or otherwise, that you think is really opens up this industry to mass marketing?
I think the main thing is a lot of these bigger companies have brought in alcohol and tobacco and CPG ad executives, and they've essentially applied marketing as we know it to cannabis, except the only difference is cannabis is restricted on most platforms, so it's much more challenging than anyone from those industries might expect, except alcohol. Well, they are used to restrictions, but cannabis is just its own unique beast because there's so many different factions in it. So I think one of the coolest things that is happening now is Web3 is this new area that isn't highly restricted that gives the cannabis space, which is much more creative, a place to build a following, do more marketing, more events, more interactive things with the industry without coming into having your account deleted or shadow banned by Instagram or Meta.
Right. So are you talking specifically about the metaverse or within that subset, the metaverse?
Yeah, the metaverse, as far as NFTs being sold as tickets for classes in the metaverse, there's all these different ways to start using aspects of Web3 to be more interactive. Cannabis is really a very active community as an industry, the consumers. So Web3 is something that they're finding new ways to bring people more into their brands because as a brand called Cynical Stoner, I dream about what it must be like to have a normal business and not be restricted on Google, on Pinterest, on Facebook, on everything. Everything is restricted. Banking, merchant processors. So when it comes to advertising, you have to be creative or you can't advertise.
Right. And can you give me one or two brands that you think are doing it really well in the cannabis space from a marketing standpoint?
Cann, C-A-N-N. They are a beverage company. They just came out with a music video. They've really embraced the culture, and their advertising has been really great. I don't even think they had a PR company, and they got tons of press just naturally. And I think that comes from being genuine and doing things from a genuine place instead of trying to take not old, but more conventional marketing means and applying them to something that's not very conventional for the most part.
That's very intriguing because most of the time when I talk about or talk with cannabis brands or experts like yourself, they're just talking about these limited, networks you can go on that are cannabis and hemp and CBD friendly. But you're saying let's go Web3, and I love that idea because it is the Wild West. So
Exactly.
Thank you for your thoughts on that. I wish we had more time. I have a bunch more questions to ask you. But Kristen, I want to thank you for your time, sharing your thoughts and insights on the cannabis industry and how marketers can approach it. To learn more about this episode, our guest and topic, please visit dailyadbrief.com. And we hope to see you next time on More to Know.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.